Now let's take a look at the close cousin of the if statement, and that's the switch statement. Now you're going to like the switch statement. And kind of the general rule is if you have more than just one or two else if conditions, you're probably going to be better off to do a switch statement. So what I'm going to do here is lose the if statement that I had, and with this I'm also going to take away a couple of my variables. So we're just going to be left with the integer a equals 3. Now let's talk about some syntax here. We're going to use the switch keyword, and this is very similar to the case loops or the case conditions, do case, or in VB and some other languages, if you've seen those, transact SQL and so forth. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put an expression here, Boolean expression, and not a Boolean expression, we're just going to put an expression there, and we're going to check the value of something. And then from there, inside a block, we're going to put the conditions. And we're going to say, case, it's a certain value. And then if it's that value, then we will run some statements. And then when we get through running the statements, we're going to have to type break. And then we'll do another case, and we'll check the value again. And we'll run some statements. And then we'll come back, and when we're done with all of our statements, as many lines as there are, we will run a break. Now this is very important. If we don't put the break in here, if we leave that out, and the value causes this case to run, then without the break it will continue to fall through and it will go down. I shouldn't have dragged that, I'm sorry. It will run this and then it will fall through and continue and start right here and run this one as well. So we want to be very careful with this. So anyway, that's pretty much it for it's a good intro on the syntax. So let's just take a look at this. We'll say switch, and we'll just put A in here. We'll go to the next line, and we'll open our block of code. And case, if it's 1, then click button text equals 1. And we'll break. Then case 2. And hang on, I want to jump back here. And we will say click button text equals 2. Now you see where I'm headed here, right? But notice how easy it is to set these conditions, okay? And do a little shortcut here now. We'll just simply copy, paste, make this 3, make this 3. Okay, and then come down here and close it. And there's our switch now. Let me put my parentheses around my A and we should be ready to go. Wait a minute. Yeah, I can't type and code at the same time and talk. We have to put our our colon out there on the end. Okay, now finally got it. It looks easy, trust me, it's hard. Okay, so let's run our switch statement now. Notice A is equal to 3. All right, so let's run it. And we click on this and notice it turned to 3. Very, very easy way to do this. So let's come up here. We'll change this to 2. We'll click this, and we'll click it this time. Notice we're getting 2. Now, this is what I like about these case statements or these switch statements. It is very easy to follow the logic here. Let me show you something. I'm going to take this break out, and notice it's going to give me an error, and it's going to say, whoop, you can't fall through from one to another. So what I can do, though, is lose this one, and notice now I can fall through. So if case 2, if I don't have anything for it, I can allow this. Let me delete on out of here. Hang on. I can allow that to fall through. But if I put code here, it's going to be a problem. And you'll hear about fall through, and that's what they're talking about. So I will put my code back there. And there we go. Very simple, very easy. This is a great way to use these things and follow the logic. I could have done with this with if statements and a bunch of if-thens and if-else, and you could even do nested ifs. But again, the switch statement is a lot cleaner, a lot easier, and that translates into cleaner, more reliable, easier to update and change code, because don't ever be mistaken. I don't care what you do on code, they're always going to come back and say, hey, can you change this? Can you make it do this? Well, I didn't know you could do that. So anyway, that's a switch statement. Add that to your repertoire. Use it quite a bit. Anything generally I do, if it gets very complicated at all with an if statement, any more than one or two conditions, I'll do my best to convert that to a switch statement.